I don't like women who wear short dresses. I don't want to touch bones. A man cannot provide to a woman if he doesn't love her. Don't ask a woman what she wants. When you stand on that mirror, do you like what you see? Hi, my YouTube family. Welcome on set today. The title of our topic today is Intimacy, episode 2. Now, when we started this discussion, I was actually navigating on how we should be having this conversation, because it's a conversation actually, but today we are going to mention some few scriptures, but in real sense I realized that we really needed to have these constant discussions in line with intimacy, especially in the union of marriage, and also even for those who are planning to get married in the future, or who are actually in dating season, those who are getting to know each other so that they can wind up being together in the union of marriage. So the title today is Intimacy, and it is part 2 of the intimacy session of the other topics that we have already done in the past. So we are going to start with, I called it a subtitle called Wisdom Over the Years. Wisdom over the years, it's something that of course we already know, but just sometimes we need to be reminded. There must be communication of likes and dislikes. So that is wisdom over the years. We must have, in a relationship between two parties, that is husband and wife, girlfriend and boyfriend, that a couple, there must be communication of likes and dislikes. So as we are getting to know each other, even in dating period, during the dating period, that period that now we have started to get to know each other, I need to understand as a woman what this man likes. Even him, on the other hand, he needs to understand as a man who this woman is. That is one of the key important discussions that a couple should endeavor to have. As in, the key focus in any communication, it should start with likes and dislikes. This is what I like, this is what I don't like. So that even as you are progressing in the union of marriage, this will be a determining factor whether we are compatible or not, whether I'm able to take in what you don't like or what you like. Seeing whether we are able to work together as a team or as one body, So it is important to have that discussion and communicate to each other very keenly of your likes and dislikes. Then now I will take you to men. This is also something maybe you have heard in the past, but it is a repeat. I'm kind of repeating key things that we need to have in the union of marriage to make the marriage work, to make this relationship work. This relationship you have started to build, even from dating time. Is it going to work? Is it worthwhile? Is it really going to work, or we are just wasting each other's time? So for men, and I know ladies, you know this, for men, communication is key. Royalty is key. Respect is grand. Men are okay with communication and royalty, but respect. And in a nutshell, I want to read you something one of my big brothers wrote to me, because for me to have any discussion, I'm a woman, so I have my own perspective towards men, but I also like understanding the view of a man towards a particular topic, and especially when it's touching on men. So I asked him, kindly tell me the 3 things that men really need or want to see in a woman or a wife. So he wrote this: 3 things a man needs from a woman: communication, royalty, and, in capital letters, respect. Respect is so important to a point where it is often a deal breaker. A man might be patient with the first 2, but lack of respect just kills the relationship. So this statement coming from a man, you can clearly understand where respect stands when it comes to a man. And actually, when he was stating the three, communication, royalty, respect was in capital letters. So for women, it's important to understand from the dating time what men need, what men want, you know. On the other hand, what do women want? And for me, I have done so much homework, so much, you know, me being a woman, trying to evaluate myself, trying to listen to other women. And you know, there was a friend of mine actually who told me, don't ask a woman what she wants. She'll give you a long list that will never end because what a woman wants is limitless. They will keep on going and going and going. Oh, I forgot this one. You need to add it in the list. Oh, I forgot this one. But out of all those discussions, even as much as we have tried to put humor in it, for me, I can narrow down to one thing. Women need love. Women want love. Women want to see love. Women want to feel loved. Women want to hold, to be held by that love. Everything about a woman, when it comes from a man, it is all about love. Minus love, there is no union of marriage. And why do I say that I have narrowed it to one word, love? Because love is limitless. So I remember the joke I was told, what women want is limitless. It is true because that one word, love, is limitless. Because when you come to love, you will find honor. When you come to love, you will find protection. You will find defense. You will find security. You will find provision. You will find guidance. You will find direction. You know, a man gives direction. You know, you will find anything and everything that a woman feels needs. You will find support. You will find care. Because all these things will not happen if the man is not being driven by this one word called love. You see? So by the end of the day, what a woman wants is love. So anything outside love will not make that marriage work. So I'll repeat, men, communication, royalty, and in capital letters, respect. Men to a woman, what do women want? Love. Because in love, everything else is included. It's a complete package of anything, everything that the woman wants. Yeah? Provision is in love. A man cannot provide to a woman if he doesn't love her. He will not have time for this woman. Time that a woman would need from the man. A man will not create time for the woman if he doesn't love her. Pampering, a man will not pamper a woman if he doesn't love her. No? Attention, a man will not give a woman attention if he doesn't love her. So by the end of the day, love carries the day. I will make this statement. Remember, this is a continuation of intimacy. And today I felt that we needed to touch on sensitive but a bit tough. And sometimes you might feel like it's rubbing you in the wrong way. Then if this is what is happening to you right now, then you need this topic. There is something that you need to do to change, right? So take it as a positive thing, because sometimes you're told when you're hit where you feel it hurts most, that is why it needs healing, right? So now, this statement is actually in line with men, and it came as a result of some time back, we were in communication with a friend, and she told me, I have stayed single for a very long time, and I don't understand. Am I not beautiful enough that men are not seeing me? Then I asked her, for how long have you been single? Well, there's this guy I've been seeing. First, initially, there was another guy before the current one. There was a previous guy that I was seeing, but after a few going out on a date publicly, the guy disappears. Then I meet this other guy and I feel like I'm really interested with this guy. After a few outs and drinks, the guy disappears. So I looked at her, and of course I did not really understand, or I've never been speechless or short of words to tell somebody, but this one I knew it was a sensitive thing, and as it's coming from a very sensitive place. This girl feels something is wrong with her. So any word that I needed to utter needed to come from a platform of wisdom. And then I told her, you are beautiful. Of course she is. And I told her maybe the right one has not come your way, which I felt it was just a comforting statement. I don't know whether it was coming from a truthful point of view, but it was coming to comfort her from where I felt she is currently. She needed that affirmation, you know. And for me, I think she thought when we parted ways, I forgot about it. But every time I face a challenging question, I always go back to God. So that particular evening, I sat and I was like, God, what answer? What was the right answer that I should have given this lady? And I'm sorry that I didn't ask you, because everything I tend to do, I always tell God, guide me. Open my mouth to say that which you want me to say. So this particular time, I was a bit carried away by how she felt. I was a bit carried away by her emotions, how she felt not beautiful, unappreciated. I've come from that platform, so I know how damaging that can do to a woman. So I think I was a bit carried away by that particular statement and seeing her being in that place where I have been before, you know. So in my moments of meditation and like just having that one-on-one discussion with my creator, in those moments, that those quiet night moments when I really sit up and I'm like, you know, Daddy, let's talk, I was immediately reminded of something. So once upon a time, I had a client because I've been in the tourism industry, and this client was a Korean woman. And actually, I love fashion. I love looking good. I love matching. You know, when she walked in my office, I felt like she has challenged me in fashion. She was really dressed. She looked fabulous. She actually looked the expensive kind of smart, you know, very expensive, very elegant, very classy. And I felt like, you have really outdone me. Nobody outdoes me. You know, the way you feel like, no, you have challenged me today. So we transacted the business we were transacting. And then she told me, you're very beautiful. You look very smart. And I told her, no, I was actually admiring you. And she told me, you know what? She told me a few things, and women just listen to this because it has really worked for me over the years. She told me, Catherine, you know, at some point you may not have money. So you can go to the market like the way you Africans do. You go to the market and buy secondhand clothes. You go to the market and just buy those recycled. She called them recycled. She did not actually understand they were secondhand clothes. So you can go and buy those clothes. And you clean them up or you iron them and they look beautiful, because even those secondhand clothes are very beautiful. I've lived to wear them and look very fabulous, and they are very unique. You don't like, it's not Kenya uniform, everybody has it. You are unique, you know. So she told me, you can go to the market, buy those clothes, but make sure the shoe and the bag is expensive. The shoe and the bag. So it doesn't matter what you put on, but the shoe and the bag is the determining factor of elegance. So I looked at her and I was like, how true it is, because the dress she had put on, it was not like anything. It didn't have a design. And when she walked in, I didn't even notice. This is the time now I'm zooming in to look at the dress she's wearing. But what made me see her so elegant and so expensive and classy was the shoe and the bag. So from that day, my wardrobe changed. Shoe and the bag. Fast forward, she told me something else. we just became very good friends, so we were really interacting, and I felt like there was one or two things I needed to pick. And remember, back then I was in the union of marriage, and I was really trying to make this union of marriage work. So any advice, anything I would take, I was such a keen listener and a good student. So the next thing she told me, things I've carried over the years, because this lady, the last time I saw her was almost 2 decades ago. So it was a long time ago. So, but those few things that I'm about to tell you today, women, in line with fashion and dressing and how you look and how you present yourself, they are things that I've carried along the years. And I came to realize this woman was full of wisdom. The other thing she told me, Catherine, you know men are visual? I said yes. Then I'd started learning now who are men and all that, yeah, and what the Bible says, what I've been teaching. So she told me, you know, men are visual. And I said yes. She told me, then you, Catherine, this evening when you go home, before you shower, remove all your clothes. Stand in front of the mirror. Look at the mirror. Look at that woman who is staring at you from that mirror. Observe her keenly, from head to toe. Do you like what you see? And remember, she told me, strip naked on your way to the bathroom. So you do not have anything. You don't have a nice dress to cover your body. You do not have anything. So it is the way your mother gave birth to you. You know? And she told me, do you like what you see? And immediately I was like, wow. And she told me, whatever you will not like to see on that body, work hard to get rid of it. Remember, I was a married woman. I had given birth. There were issues with stretch marks that I needed to deal with, of which I was working towards dealing with them. But of course, the products back then of what they used to advertise, stretch remover, there is nothing that used to work, actually. So, but now at least we have things that work. So in my head, when she said that, that was the first thing I said, oops, stretch marks, you know, pregnancy stretch marks. And in my head, I was like, okay, I never thought it that way. When I went home and I actually did that, and I stood before the mirror and I looked at myself as a woman. Now, this is not the man looking at your body. It really taught me so much. Of course, there was not so much that I didn't like. There was a little that I didn't like. I worked towards getting rid of it. And lo and behold, later I felt good about myself that if I could stand in front of a mirror, I would look at myself and like, oh, I like everything that I'm seeing now currently. Maybe one, two, few things that are not major, but I like what I'm seeing. So why am I telling you this today? There are many things that might pose as a reason as to why maybe you're not in good terms with your husband. Remember, we women, when we are getting married, we didn't have children. Our bodies were toned. We had a nice figure. We did not sit. Remember my opening statement. There must be communications of likes and dislike. Why did this man choose you? Maybe he chose you because of your figure. Maybe he chose you because of your flat tummy. Maybe he chose you because of how outlined your breasts were. You know, you didn't get to have that conversation, so you're zero. You do not even know why he chose you out of all the other women who had crossed his path. Now, fast forward, you have started having children. Maybe the breasts are no longer firm. Maybe the stomach is saggy. Maybe you have put on weight. This is the kind of man who doesn't like plump women. Because remember, these men might be visual, but again, these men like and love different kind of women. There are men who love very plump women. There are men who love dark ladies. There are men who love chocolate ladies. There are men who love light-skinned women. There are men who love skinny women. And when I say skinny, it's not well-shaped. Skinny women. The kind of women we women would say, shapeless women, skinny women, you know. But there are men who loves that, you know. There are men who love average. They don't want you big, they don't want you small, they want you in the middle. And when you try to lose weight, they will complain. When you're saying you want to get into shape, they will not like that. Actually, some will tell you, I don't want to touch bones, you know. I want to touch flesh. So when I started with the opening conversation, communication, I said, you need to understand each other's likes and dislikes. So that even you as a woman, when you're getting into that union of marriage, you clearly understand what puts off this man. This man clearly understands what puts you off. You understand? Now, where was I? The lady. So from that day, I learned to really look at myself on the mirror, you know. And after looking at myself on the mirror, what I like and what I don't like. So in future, when I'm going out and this man approaches me and this man shows me interest, it means there's something in me with me that he likes. And whatever he has seen that he likes, for him to approach me is exactly what I see from the mirror. So even if I'm going to get into a relationship with this particular man, I will live to keep that which I keep seeing from the mirror. And again, to add, let me say I add the cream on the cake, I'll also want to understand why he has decided to choose me. I like you because of your legs. I'm really attracted to your legs. I'm really attracted to your body. I really like the way you talk. I really love your hair. I love your face. I love anything, you know. I love the completeness, the fullness, the wholeness of you, you know, all that. And then now, as he is explaining his likes, he's also telling you his dislike. I don't like this. And in this case, I would want to speak to men. You're not being brutal when you're trying to express yourself. When you say, I don't like this, be honest. Because I have lived to see married men who are hypocrites. They will tell their wives, I don't like women who wear short dresses. I like women who wear long skirts and trousers and you cover your legs. Yet in real sense, he is turned on by women who wear short skirts or short dresses, you know, or tight dresses. But now, because he thinks the same way, he's aroused or he gets attracted to those women, he doesn't want his woman or the wife for other men to feel or see the same. So it is important that you stop being a hypocrite. It's important that you stop misleading your wife or your girlfriend. What you like, tell her. If she has said, I do and I want to date you, she means exactly that. She's not going anywhere. So let her into your space for her to understand what really tickles your fancy, if I may say that. Because we're in intimacy though, yeah? At the same time, women, you need to make it very clear what turns you on. What makes you attracted to this man? Why did I decide I'm saying yes to this one and no to everybody else? What made me say this is the one I want? Is it his masculinity? Is it the way he talks? Is it his authority? You know? Is it his body shape? I've had like young girls saying, I don't like a man with a pot belly. Maybe in our time, we are old school, we didn't care, you know. So all these things. But now, from the onset of the relationship, communication. What do I like? What don't I like? So that even as you get into this relationship, the man also will work to keep his body fit for the woman, because he clearly understands what this woman wants, what this woman wants to see. What, you know, mostly we say women are not really visual, but I don't know what is happening with the young generation. They are visual nowadays. But all in all, even if this woman is not visual, there is a particular trait in you, the man, that she saw, liked, admired, and said, bingo, this is who I want. I don't want anybody else. Her eyes are closed to all other but you. So you as a man, you need to understand why you, and maintain it. Why? So that intimacy may continue becoming stronger. That bond continues being stronger and stronger and stronger. Another thing I would want to say, if both parties, you maintain your likes. I keep seeing what I like in my man. The man keeps seeing what he likes in me. Let me tell you, you do not even need to prepare for an intimate night. The minute the woman thinks about the man, she's ready to go. The minute the man thinks about the woman, the wife, he's ready to go. Why? Because everything and anything I want, desire and want is in her. Anything she likes and desires and needs in him, he has it. As simple as it is. But I will honestly tell you, in all honesty, many people do not focus on that. There is so much lies, and I'll call it hypocritical lies, that when a woman gives birth, they're saying the man should understand. The man needs to know now that I'm no longer a girl. I'm a mother now. He should stay. He should not start ill-treating me or going out and telling me that he's gone out because I'm no longer keeping shape. What you're forgetting as a woman, you will complain, you will accuse, you will say all manner of things. You will even pray and fast. But the same God you're praying and fasting to is the same one who created this man visual. At the same time, I have given you a very good remedy. You as a woman, when you stand on that mirror, do you like what you see? And I say that is a brutal statement, because some of us will be a bit uncomfortable with that statement. Do you like what you see? And if you don't like what you see, can you work on what you don't like to see? Right? And also now, if you guys had a communication from the onset, can you revisit those conversations of likes and dislikes and see where you have failed? You man, where have you failed in your likes and dislikes that your wife gave you? You know, maybe at some point your wife told you, I don't like a man shouting at me. I don't like being insulted. I don't like being ignored. I prefer more time. I want you to be giving me a lot of attention and time, and especially publicly. I want to feel appreciated in front of other people as your wife. And here comes years later, you don't care. You look at old couples, and please don't laugh because you know it is very true. Look at old couples when they are walking. Maybe they step out of the car or maybe from a matatu and they are walking. The husband is walking in front and the wife is behind. Or the wife is walking in front and the husband behind, until they stand somewhere, and maybe if they were going for a function, and then it's like, this is the mama. That is the mzee. They even don't say, this is my wife and husband. Huyu ndio mama. Na huyu ndio mzee. You know? That is the time you realize actually they are together. But even when they are walking, one is ahead of the other. And sometimes miles away. Yeah? Like 10 steps away. You understand? And if you were to revisit their first love, the time they met, they dated, what did this woman tell the husband? Maybe I like you. When we walk, I like you holding my hand. You know? And you as a man, as time passes, you forgot all the likes. All the likes that you were told. This is what I like. I appreciate when you do this to me. And maybe you used to do those things, and that is why she said, I do to you. You understand? So we should never, at any given time, it doesn't matter whether we have been in the union of marriage for 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you should never stop doing that which you know your spouse likes. You should stop doing that which your spouse dislikes, you know? And this will enhance the bedroom matters. This one will enhance your unity, even as friends, as a couple, even the oneness as the Bible talks about, one body. How can you become one body if two of you are not even compatible? Okay?